Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Happy solar eclipse day, wherever you are in the world. I don't know, some parts may have seen it already, or I think it's supposed to come to New York like around 3, I guess. But it's kind of off and on, cloudy and sunny, and then cloudy again. Who knows? Who knows if we'll see anything in New York? I forgot to get my glasses, so needless to say, I'm not seeing anything at all. Because obviously you're not supposed to be looking up in the sky with your naked eyes, and apparently regular sunglasses are not going to cut it. So I can't be looking up there in case we can see anything. So who knows if in New York we'll see anything. So hopefully somewhere um somewhere in the US, what if some of you guys could see it? I mean, can we take photos of it? I didn't even remember to check if it's something we could take photos of or anything. I have no idea. And so, but today's eclipse day. So, wherever you are today, hope you are having a fantastic time. Oh no! Let's see. Wait, Raphael, what does that mean? Connie also in Italy, but tomorrow rain and wind. Oh, wait, does that mean you saw it? Can you see it in Italy? I mean, I don't know. I hope you are. I hope somebody's able to see it, and hope you have had your eclipse glasses and everything. I totally forgot. I remembered like last week, and then when I saw it online that you can go to like those welcome places, or you can go to a library. So I went to find a welcome place that I thought was on Times Square, only to realize it's not there anymore. And then I forgot about it because I'm like, I'm not about to go check where this place is, because they moved it. And so who knows? So hopefully somebody gets to see it, and somebody has a photo of it somewhere that we able to see. So um uh, since it's passing here like around 3, I'm gonna try to make this 1 hour so then I could try to do something. Maybe I could go to the library and see if they have classes there. Who knows? Maybe. But hey, Joyce, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you, guys. I appreciate so much your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, let's see who's in the chat before we get going. Fancy is here. Our awesome moderator Karen M is here, and Adrian and Raphael. Well, I'll say hello to Raphaela before, but hopefully you're seeing Eclipse in Italy. Adrian is here. Sarah. Who else is here? I see myself in the chat. I just said Sarah. Let's see. Naluthan was here. Hey, Naluthan. Wait, are you guys? Did you see it already in South Africa? Let me know. I'd love to know if you guys are able to see it there. That would be fun. See, Faith is here. Connie Balmer is here. Hey, Connie Balmer, joining us from Switzerland. How about you, Connie? Do you guys have it there? I mean, are you able to see it in Switzerland? I'm hoping someone somewhere around the world is able to see this. I mean, again, New York is so weird. Like at this okay, I can see a little cloud outside, so maybe. Who knows what it'll look like at 3 o'clock? If you're in New York, you know our weather here is crazy. 1 minute is one thing, the next minute is like could be something completely different. So who knows? Janice is here, Maka is here, C-Mac, Dawn. Oh, thank you guys. Hello for joining. Sonia. Oh, Sonia already. Hey, Evelyn. Wait, Amosha Cumberbatch. Oh, Amosha. Very cool name. I've never seen it before. Welcome. Patricia, who else is here? Oh, Lakeeva is here. Hello, guys. I'm so happy that you guys have joined us. Vanzola is here. Auntie Jade is here. Hi, guys. We'll say hi to all the others when they come in. Hi, Dee. I see you here as well. And so, yeah, so we'll say hello to everyone as they come in. Hope our faves are, they're out in California. So hopefully they're having a good time trying to see the eclipse like everybody else. We have no idea what they're doing, what they're up to. They've been quiet. So that's how we like them, doing whatever they're doing in Montecito or wherever in the world they are at this moment. Who knows? They kind of tend to pop up places that you don't know they're going to. So, which is really Wonderful. So wherever they are, we hope they're having fun doing whatever it is they're doing. So yeah. Oh, wait. Patricia says, Mazatlan, Mexico is experiencing it right now. Beautiful. Oh, there you go. Maybe they have photos online or something. That is awesome. So hopefully we get to see it in New York. That'll be interesting. It's so funny. I saw this thing on X a few days ago, and I have no idea if it was true or not because I don't really know. I never really knew the history or any biblical context to the eclipse. And now thinking about it, it's like, oh, because this girl, she was talking about Easter, and Easter being about really for the Christians, meaning, that's the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. And one of the things you were saying as when Jesus died, one of the things the Bible talked about was, that the earth became dark for 3 hours. And so somehow I don't know if this is true or not, but she was saying that in some history, something she found out that it was supposed to, the day Jesus died is corresponds to the 8th of April, which is today. And so she was saying that, she didn't feel like Easter was the day that we actually celebrated Easter, which was last week, or, Good Friday and Easter and all of that stuff was like a week ago, whatever. And so she said, no, the day is supposed to be the 8th. And it's really wild that the 8th is the eclipse, and the eclipse is what they're thinking, because when they said that the world became dark, they think it was the eclipse. I don't know if any of this stuff is true, but it was just very interesting. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So who knows? Maybe today's the day was supposed to be, correlating to when Jesus died, at least when he was killed. And so it just it was very interesting. And so I hadn't gone up and looked at it, but it was just very interesting that today is the eclipse. So anyway, whatever your thoughts are about that, whether it's true or not, don't know. Don't know my history there. So maybe you guys have seen it or have thoughts on it. Definitely do share. But it's very interesting. But anyways, again, back to our faves, whatever they're doing. We hope that they're having fun. One of the things that I loved the last month with the things that Harry and Meghan did, especially in March, we covered all of this. But John Martinez, whose family Harry and Meghan visited, and we remember them celebrating John's mom's birthday and everything. And he posted these photos a few days ago. And this is Meghan meeting his dog. And you can see in the third photo, see Harry's legs in the back there. But Meghan is such a dog person. Let me move my banner from the bottom there. We'll get back to, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you know when you drop a video. Please like and share the video. And please join the channel. It's growing slowly, which is awesome. Thank you guys, all of you who have subscribed and joined. I appreciate it. But John posted these. He says, Meghan and my son / pride and joy, Mikey or Mickey Martinez, which is a little dog Mickey there. And so he posted these photos with Meghan. He totally cut Harry out. It's all about Meghan and Mickey Martinez. And so he said, the second post, he says, my dog walked up to her as if he had known her forever. It was the cutest ever. And so I just thought it was such a cute dog, and it looks like about the size of Meghan's dog. Oh, maybe Meghan's beagle is a little bit bigger, but again, Meghan is such a dog person that, of course, dogs and children, they know good people. They really do. And so cats sometimes too. But cats are a little finicky, I think. I'm not a cat person, but yeah, it's just, I thought it was just such a cute photo, or at least three very cute photos. And it was just, John is just still salivating and reminiscing about the time Harry and Meghan visited. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's so looking forward to whenever they join up again in Uvalde, Texas. And so, yeah. But I just thought it was cute. And it's like, oh, more photos that we didn't know was there, that we didn't know were there. So, anyways, what else is happening? Well, I think what is the 10th and 11th, Uplift, which is the Better Up seminar. They had it last year. They're having it again today. This week actually, 10th and 11th, and so it's sold out. So if you were going to go in person, it's already sold out. And you may be able to still sign up online. I haven't done it yet, but it's very interesting because on the speakers, and we talked about this before, in the list of speakers, Prince Harry is there on the list of speakers, but they already put out the itinerary for the days, and it seemed like it's 3 days. Is it me, or did you guys look that it was like 3 days, 9, 10, and 11? I thought it was only the 10th and 11th. I could be wrong, and I was quickly scanning it. But really, I was scanning it to see what day Harry would be speaking. But Prince Harry is not on the itinerary. He's not on the list of people that are scheduled there. So I don't know if that changed, that he's not speaking at the Uplift seminar, or he's just speaking and they didn't put it there and he just sort of pop in whatever day. I have no idea. But he's not on the itinerary. And someone had commented that he's not on the itinerary for the in-person nor on the itinerary for the online. So I'm assuming in person they have more speakers than they're going to be featuring online. And so they said that he's not on either itinerary. And so I don't know if that, what changed. And I don't know if he's just completely not going to be there at all, or he's just going to be there and it's just not scheduled. Either could happen, but at this moment, his name is not listed among the people that will be speaking. I've seen like Mindy Kaling. I've seen what that girl is, Diana Ross's daughter, whatever her name is, I don't remember her name, from I think her show was Blackish. I think that was her show. She's also going to be speaking, and several other high profile. I know Brene Brown is going to be speaking. Like last time, the final speakers were Prince Harry, also Alex Robichaud, who obviously is the CEO of Better Up. This time it's going to be Brene Brown and Alex Robichaud. That's what's on the itinerary. So again, I don't know if Harry's just going to be popping in at whatever. Oh, thank you, Tracy Ellis Ross. Thank you so much. I couldn't remember what her name was. I'm like, Diana Ross's daughter. Tracy Ellis Ross, she's going to be also speaking, and others as well. Dawn says Issa Rae. Well, she thinks Issa Rae was also going to be there. Okay, there you go. I didn't notice Issa Rae's name, but I know she also was there last year. But again, Brene Brown is going to be speaking. She's going to be doing, I guess, a discussion panel thing, like how Harry did it with Alex Robichaud last time. She and Alex are going to be the last people speaking that day. So again, I don't know if she is there for Harry, or I don't know. So all I know is that he's not on the list of presenters, and I have no idea why. I actually sent a message to Better Up asking about it, so I don't know if they'll respond or not. I was like, oh, I want to know. And so who knows? If they respond, I will let you know. If not, then, it is what it is. I asked. So there you go. Sharon says, I think they may not list Harry for security reasons. That could be a point too. That could be something as well. And also because, the British tabloids, what they are. So yeah, that could be a reason as well. Last time, we remember when Harry was there was this French news outlet. It looks like a French tabloid, that someone got in backstage and filmed Harry from the backstage. One of their reporters filmed Harry in backstage of that place. And it was like, how did this person get backstage and that close to Harry? And it was very disconcerting how that happened. So this could also be the reason why, we don't know. So who knows? Could be, could not. We'll see when it happens, if he's there or not. But I hope he is. I absolutely hope he is. Kim Peaches says, good afternoon. Eclipse is happening. Whoa, what a sight. Okay, it will reach New York 3:10 to 3:30. Okay, so by 3:10, by 3 o'clock, I guess I'll be jetting out because I'm like, I want to see something or at least experience something, even if I can't look at it directly. So there you go. Thank you, Kim Peaches. I appreciate. So New Yorkers, get off of here at 3 o'clock and go on and go out and see the eclipse however way you can. So there you go. Um, what else is happening? Well, this is happening. This is important and interesting. A bipartisan coalition in support with support of Hollywood power players and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle Archwell Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Archwell Foundation is working to prepare U.S. voters for a possible deepfake onslaught as the campaign year goes into high gear. And we know there's a lot of concern, rightly so, about deepfakes, AI, crazy AI stuff. We've been through some of that with Kate Middleton and their crazy videos and all of that stuff. Well, election year is here, and so there's going to be an onslaught of all of this fake stuff, whether it's fake ads, fake announcements, people using AI to, fool people with ads and all of that stuff. And so I don't think the US and really the world government have taken this as seriously as they need to take it, because you can basically clone anybody. You can really be, and you couldn't tell the truth. I think Christopher Boozy posted an AI video of Tom Cruise, and he was just basically able to manipulate in such a way. And it's like his post was like, this is crazy. It is serious, and people are not taking it as serious. That they could do anything and manipulate anything to make you believe that someone is doing something when the person didn't, and you could just do it via AI or these deep fake things. So very, very concerning that countries are like China and stuff are going to mess with our election, which is quite rich for the United States, because this country mess in other people's elections all the time. So it's like, yes, we should be concerned, but maybe this country shouldn't be messing in other people's countries' affairs. That would be helpful. So anyways, back to the article. These are a little clip from the article. It says a bipartisan coalition with the support, as we just read, from Hollywood power players and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Archwell Foundation is working to prepare U.S. voters for a possible deepfake onslaught as the campaign year goes into high gear. Why it matters. With federal agencies and social media companies barely talking to each other about AI-driven misinformation threat, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Yes, it is. No one is doing the public inoculation, warned Miles Taylor, Chief Policy Officer of the Future U.S., which is coordinating the campaign. Taylor is a former DHS Chief of Staff and author of the celebrated op-ed Critique of Trump Administration from the anonymous insider who wrote a tell-all book. Basically, people who should be taking this seriously aren't taking this seriously. So this guy's putting together this whole thing to basically warn Americans to be on the lookout for deep fake, AI manipulated so-called ads that could fool them. I know one of the things last year, there were these announcements or ads going out that polling stations were closed and all of that stuff to dissuade people from in different communities. This stuff affects especially the black and brown community. Lying to people about, polling stations not open, that it's closed, that they can't go vote. All of it is designed to really stop people from getting to the polls and voting, or voting for people that maybe, whatever the situation with voting. But anyway, this stuff is out there. It's very, very concerning and should be concerning to just about everyone. So hopefully this helps. And, a lot of, I guess, whatever they're doing, a lot of people in Hollywood and Archwell, we know they have been very much into speaking out about disinformation and misinformation. And also really about voting and the importance of voting, and want to make sure that when you're voting for who you want to vote for, when you vote for, in the place you want to vote. And so, yeah, so this is very, very important stuff. So it's kudos to Harry and Meghan. And again, this is how they're using their platform, and it's fantastic. So very, very exciting. Adrian says, I feel they're playing with people's minds and emotions. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're doing. They're playing with your mind. They want you, they have whoever these are, have an agenda. They want what they want, and they want to make sure you, the voter, go and vote for what they want, whether you want it or not. So again, I think the U.S. can't be going after other countries like, well, y'all be manipulating and y'all be involving yourself in other people's countries and in their elections. So yeah, yeah. So it's very, 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 very serious stuff. So yeah. Anyways, what else is happening with around the royals? This is very interesting, and it's so funny. I happened to run in. I saw this article like I think a few days ago, and then I was just like, I ran into it again earlier today, and I was like, let's talk about this because this is very interesting, and I didn't really know anything about it, and it's so funny because after I I put this all together. I went to sort of, you sort of have to set up your live on YouTube itself and go and add information and stuff. And I realized, and I didn't even realize Duchess of Success was on. I think she did it yesterday. And I realized like, oh, she also covered this. So I don't know what she covered in this. Sometimes we look at something and we take it at different angles. So I don't know if this is what I'm going to be talking about is what she talked about before, because I didn't get a chance to listen to her episode yet. I'm going to listen to it later. I was like, oh, I missed her. I hadn't listened to an episode in probably a week or something. So I didn't know she covered this. So if you're hearing this for the second time, sorry. But for those of you who didn't hear about this is stuff going back to News of the World Day. I'm just going to move my brand from there and make this a little bit bigger so I can read. So Byline Times have been covering Prince Harry's court case, and we know a lot of Prince Harry's court case was covered in Byline Times' sister paper, Byline Investigates. Well, then there is a story that this thing where Harry is for his case against the Sun, he has amended his claim, and he has now going after Piers Morgan again and Rupert Murdoch, this time pulling in Rupert Murdoch with claims that, yes, they were involved and they did know what was happening at News of the World and at The Sun when he was targeted as a child. I think he was targeted, they said, from 9 years old. And also how they targeted his mother. And there's this rather interesting story because when I read it, the thing that stood out for me was, and I've talked about this numerous times when I did an episode about Levi Davis. That is he was on one of those reality talent shows that I think one of those, I think it was X Factor or one of those. He also played rugby and all of that. I think he was like a rugby star in one of their teams in the UK, and he just like disappeared. And then he had put out this video that these people were after him, and they were made, they got him drunk, and he did some things that they were blackmailing him for. And one of the things he said, and I always go back to this, and we talked about it when I spoke about this case with Levi Davis. One of the things he did was he went to the police. And he went to the police and told them exactly what was happening and what they were doing to him and whomever it was that was doing this stuff to him. And one of the things he said in the video was every single thing he told the police, all of this stuff that they were doing, all of his personal stuff, his medical information, all of that stuff. Next thing you know, all of that information he gave to the police, the person that was blackmailing him knew all of that information. They got all of that stuff from the police. And I talked about that there is this connection with the police department in the UK and the British tabloids. I spoke about it with, one of the reasons I always believe there are no charges against the Dan Wootons of the world and the other pedos, including Prince Andrew, is the Metropolitan Police's relationship with the tabloids, with the press, and with the royals, that they have these relationships. One of the things that also stood out was Graham Johnson. He is the owner of Byline Times sister parents, Byline Investigates. When he was, and when I talk about this, it's like there are no good guys, because he was one of the phone hackers for the Mirror. I think he also came from News of the World and also went to the Mirror. And he was one of the phone hackers. Now, again, had this come to Jesus moment, and now he's helping Harry and his team take down the tabloid press who were hacking people. One of the things with him was very clear. When he did an interview, the interviewer specifically asked him if he was an informant to the police, like if he was getting information from the police or giving information to the police while he was working for the tabloids. He refused to answer. He refused to say yes or no if he was one of, and that is the thing that have always stuck out for me with the Levi Davis case, with all of this stuff, is been the police department's relationship with the tabloids, and how the tabloids are able to get away with so much stuff. I mean, look at all the things that has been alleged to have happened at the Sun, where Dan Wooten at the Sun, and you hear the police will come back with, "Oh, we're not going any further with the charges." All the things that Byline Times gave to the Sun, like 30-page dossier of what Dan Wooten did. And what did we get? What, a couple months ago? The police refused to press charges. They refused to take the case. They refused to investigate further. They refused to press any charges against Dan Wooten. I've always been concerned about the police's relationship with the press. So when I saw this story, I'm like, this is part of this whole thing. And so it says, Byline Times says Princess Diana, quote unquote, phone pest story links both Rupert Murdoch and Piers Morgan to the criminal media nexus of police corruption. An amended claim by Prince Harry in the High Court puts interviewer and media mogul in the spotlight. And this is a story from Peter Jukes, who owns Byline Times. So these are just a couple of clips from the article. It says a newly pleaded document submitted by Prince Harry's legal team last month as part of his ongoing case against Rupert Murdoch newspaper for privacy intrusion sheds light on what the former Prime Minister Gordon Brown called the criminal media nexus of journalists, private investigators, the corrupt cop and corrupt cops during the heyday of the tabloids. In an amended claim over alleged unlawful information gathering in the case of HRH Duke of Sussex versus the news group newspapers like The Sun and the now defunct News of the World, says the claim lodged a notorious News of the World front page dated 21st August 1994, carrying an exclusive story alleging that Princess Diana was a phone pest. So a little bit more, another clip, it says, in his autobiography, The Insider, Morgan explained how in August 1994, Marinchak, who's a reporter at News of the World, and chief crime reporter Gary Jones, who is now editor at the Express, walked into the editor's office with whopping and explained, got a rather big one here, boss. Diana's a phone pest. Maranchak went on to elaborate. The cops are investigating hundreds of calls she made to a married art dealer named Oliver Horry, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's how he says his name. Jones backed up his news editor with a readout from the police report, which he then quoted verbatim. Horry had received hundreds of silent anonymous phone calls and reported them to the police. With the help of British Telecom, the police had traced the calls to Kensington Palace, the home of Princess Diana. When Horry was informed of the source of the calls, he told the police officers that he and his wife were friends of Charles and Diana, and he had been, according to the police report, consoling her and became quite close to her after her separation from the heir to the throne. And a little bit more, it says the details in the exclusive, which only could have come from the police document, the date of Horry's first complaint, the involvement of the BT specialist nuance called Bureau, the special code BT from was given to trace the calls and the activation of the code on 13 January 1994 transcripts of 6 silent calls, and then the tracing equipment which linked the calls to a private number used by Prince Charles. And I know this was a whole bit of mouthful. And so the whole thing is that there were hundreds of calls going to this guy, and who was a friend of Charles and Diana, as he said. He Oliver Horry and his wife, they were getting all of these calls coming from this number, and so he reported it to the police. Apparently, when the person when he called, when the person calls and they hear his voice, they hung up. And all of these calls were coming in, and the police got involved. They got their tracing involved, and they traced the number. They got the phone company involved, and they traced the number back to a number at Princess Diana's home. And it was very interesting to me, that they went after Di's cranky phone calls to married Oliver. At least not what I've read, and maybe there are other articles that said she said something. She said hello. She said that they heard her voice, something that says that, yes, this was Princess Diana. But according to what I read in this article, it was just phone calls coming to these people, and they're rightly, obviously, if I'm getting hundreds of phone calls from the same place all the time, I would call the police too. So yeah, he did the right thing calling, reporting it, because you just never know. And so they're getting hundreds of phone calls. They trace it back to Kensington Palace and trace it back to her home. But if you look at the last part in it says they traced the equipment to with linked calls to a private number used by Prince Charles. So the number is used, it's a call, a private number used by him, but they claim that it was Princess Diana. And they claim that, she called 3 times in 9 minutes and then hung up when she heard Oliver's voice. How did they know it's a she on the other end of the line? How did they know it was her on the other end of the line? The call came from that number that's a private number used by Prince Charles. But yet they blamed her. Again, maybe you guys know more about this story, and maybe there are more of it where it's like definitely. I know one of the things the article said that Princess Diana denied this was her making these phone calls. She denied it, and then Rupert Murdoch, they claimed that Piers Morgan wasn't sure because, he wasn't sure if the story was even true, but that Murdoch got involved and told them, yes, it was true. And, they said, yes, it came from the police. And so instead of the police going in and investigating them stuff, they leaked all of this stuff, obviously, to Rupert Murdoch's tabloid to put on their front pages. And I think it was a front page and then 4 other pages about these phone calls. But my thing is, if this is a private phone number, you trace the calls back to this private number used by Prince Charles, then why didn't you go after Prince Charles, the then Prince Charles? Why did you think it was Diana that made those calls? And it was just really weird to me. And I'm like, well, maybe there's more to this story than I know. And I'm still trying to go back and see, I know this is one of the things that that's part of Prince Harry's case. So I haven't gotten to how this all connects to his case and all of that stuff. Because again, if it's the police that is investigating, it is a legit for me, legit investigation in terms of if a number is harassing someone else with hundreds of calls, then yes, it's upon the police to investigate. But then you have to go back. It's like, okay, well, why did the police leak this information to the tabloids, and the relationship with the tabloids and the police? Again, we've talked about this numerous times, but my thing even with this whole thing is like, they did a whole articles about Princess Diana being the phone pest. Front page news, she denied it and said, and then they claim, no, she's lying. Did anybody investigate Prince Charles? Did anybody investigate, maybe people from his office? Maybe did anyone investigate, ask him if someone from the office were making those phone calls? Did anybody? But everyone simply went on, no, she is doing it. So for me, unless they heard Princess Diana on the other end of the line, how did you just decide it was her? When, it's not like us was, I live how I am and how I live. I'm the only one that has my phone. She lives in Kensington Palace, where they have secretaries, bodyguards, hair staff, Prince Charles staff, and all of this stuff happening. Anybody could have made those phone calls. We know that, especially that her phones were bugged. We know that for a fact. They were bugged at when I think it was wherever Sandringham. They were bugged at Kensington Palace. She was always very concerned about that. About someone. Anybody could have done anything. But unless they have her on the other line or her voice, how do they know that came from her? And again, the phone line, they said linked back to King Charles. Did anybody investigate him? And so it's just very, very interesting to me. So I guess we'll find out all of this stuff as the case goes on, or as I read more about all the amendments into Harry's court case. But it's just very, very interesting to me. So it'd be interesting to know if you guys know about this. I guess it's just like, I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did you know this is her? Yes, it's a private number, but it links back to King Charles. Did anybody ask him? Did anybody investigate him? Why did you just automatically jump to her having a lover and him being her lover? And I mean, it's just like, it's really, really crazy. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys know more about this story than I do. I just thought it was very interesting. Bonnie says someone could make the calls and frame Diana, which is what I'm thinking. Is the fact that they automatically jump to, no, she's the one doing it. And they knew the phone line linked back to Charles. And I don't see anywhere that it says they investigated Charles or investigated his team, and knowing at that time how his team was literally in the middle of doing everything to paint her as the worst person, including that she has mental health problems. Ask Penny Jr. She wrote a book about Diana basically being crazy. Information that came from King Charles, then Prince Charles's team. And so it's just really, really crazy. And then for the police, again, that relationship with the police and the press, again, the tabloid press, them leaking that information to News of the World, one of the News of the World reporter that they had this relationship with, and then obviously the News of the World splashed it across their front page. It's just really crazy. Patricia says Charles had someone doing it to make Diana look guilty when he got ready to say she was unfaithful. God has a plan for him. I mean, there were, we've been through, and you guys know that all the ways that him and his team were libeling her. Even her bodyguard did this whole documentary, which we talked about on here, about the lengths to which King Charles, its team, went to discredit her in every single way. And so it just is really wild to me. It's like, wow. C-Max says that's exactly what I thought when I read it. It's hard to miss. She also said a private number used by King Charles after they separated. I know. And it's like, again, why did this just jump to her and not to him? Has anybody, I mean, I don't know if you guys know if anybody ever questioned him. Anybody ever questioned King Charles? So yeah, very interesting. Karen Werner, I think security reasons, I think you're going back to Harry as to why his name is probably not listed in the Better Up seminar. That, again, someone mentioned that earlier as well, so that very well could be the case. Again, we remember that incident last year with that reporter from France getting backstage, and that was just very weird and very disconcerting. So yeah, very much. Gwendolyn says, spot on, Terry. They set up Diana and they were already saying she was mad with mental issues. Yeah, they were. And so even though, when she was saying also too, when her phones were bugged, I mean, that's how we got what it was. They got her recording when she's talking to one of her friends. And yeah, it's just, yeah, I think the thing that's very alarming to me, and I believe it's going on today, is just that relationship between the press and the tabloids. Like, you cannot trust the not the press and the tabloids, the Metropolitan Police and the tabloids. Like, you would love to say you trust the police, but you can't. You can't. I mean, it's just all the institutions that should be, that should be holding power to account, and that should be the sort of like that bridge between what they're doing and law and order. There's none. As it seems, as long as you have money, as long as you have power, the cops will just totally bend down and worship you and give you whatever you want. It is craziness. But again, I'm happy that Harry brought this in to his court case so that all this stuff would be exposed. And hopefully, whoever was at the other end of that line, again, unless they have some recording of Princess Diana on the other end that gave away, either she said something, they heard her voice, whatever, you have no idea who's on the other end of that line. And again, especially the fact that it's leading back to Charles. Charles, his people were doing, Mark Boland, his private secretary at the time, was doing the most. That's where Penny Jr. talks about him participating in her book. What a part of her book was to discredit Princess Diana and basically call her mentally unstable. Any one of those people have access to this phone line. And yet all of it was pointed at Princess Diana. Even when she denied it, they called her a liar. And again, I don't have evidence that it is or it isn't. I don't. Nobody does. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, for them to just jump on, oh, Diana is making all those calls and she's calling her quote unquote lover, to give Charles a pass as if he wasn't there. It's craziness to me that they just jumped on her. And so, yeah, I thought I saw that and I was like, ugh, I am so happy Harry's being. So maybe we'll get more clarity as to what happened there. And also, I'm glad that he's, taking on Piers Morgan again and Rupert Murdoch. So hopefully, again, we don't know if the judge is going to allow this amendment, allow this to go forward. Don't know. But it's in court records. So, if it goes forward, at least we could know more about it. It's very, very, it's interesting, but it's also so sickening and so unfair that Princess Diana had all of this stuff flash with her name on it. These are the people that claim home, oh, we love Princess Diana. Oh, yeah, right. This is what you were doing to her back then when she was going through such a difficult time. Her marriage just broke up. And to see this splashed across the front pages with her name on it, with no sign that they ever asked anyone else or suspected anyone else or pointed a finger at anyone else, even though they know it's a number used by Prince Charles. Unbelievable. So kudos to Prince Harry. And moving on, this Jamaican Archbishop is urging Jamaica to ditch the King Charles for a republic. I'm like, I thought this was a done deal. But again, I guess it's because they have to vote on it and all of that stuff. But thank you, Archbishop. Changing subjects here, for urging them to do what they need to do. It says, West Indian Archbishop urges Jamaica to ditch King Charles for a republic. Archbishop of the West Indies has urged the Jamaican government to honor its pledge to transform the island nation from a constitutional monarchy under King Charles III to a republic. Speaking at a 153rd meeting of the Diocesan Synod, I guess that's how they say it, on April 2nd, the Most Reverend Howard Gregory said, "We must support and advocate for the stepping up of the announcement process of constitutional reform to enable the country to achieve the Republican status within the Commonwealth. Jamaica's main political party, Jamaican Labour Party, and the People's National Party have endorsed adopting a Republican form of government. Subscribe to the position, and the current Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, has announced that transforming to a republic will be a priority of his government. In June 2022, the government of Prime Minister Andrew Holness said it was his intention that Jamaica became a republic by the time of the next general election in 2025, which is next year. To achieve this goal requires a 2/3 vote by Parliament, along with a national referendum. So fingers crossed this all gets done, and by next year, Jamaica is going to be a republic. Fingers crossed that Jamaicans step up and get out, and cut the umbilical cord that is attached to the UK and go. I mean, gosh, how long has this been? How long? This is more than enough time to get this done. So fingers crossed that by next year, we'll have another republic. That would be amazing. So yeah. And finally, we remember V. V, she is such a wonderful person. The last time we saw V was with Prince Harry last year, at the Diana Awards. That's them at the top. The first time I actually saw V was Harry and Meghan hosting the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, and she's the one at the bottom photo at the top left. There is V, talking about different initiatives that they're doing. V is she is all about education. She's spoken all over the world, really. She's spoken at the UN. She's teamed up with the Sussexes in different doing different things, including with Prince Harry last year with the Diana Awards. She posted this a couple days ago, I think. She says, "We are making history. I'm going to be Dr. Kativu. I have been offered an honorary doctorate degree by the Vice Chancellor at the University of Bradford, from Zimbabwe to McDonald's to Oxford to Harvard to the United Nations to honorary doctorate degree at 25. This girl is going places. She is amazing. I mean, she graduated Oxford. I mean, she is in LA. She's in California, studying for her PhD at Claremont University. I think she said she's studying education at Claremont Graduate University. Yeah, so she is there right now in California studying, but she is yes, she's getting her doctorate, and she's going to be Dr. V. And so congratulations to her. Again, she's all about education and going all around the world, inspiring young people, especially back home in her home country. And so it's just wonderful to see the progress from this little girl. Well, not little, but this is very, very young girl. I think she was probably like 20, I think, when she did the Queen's Commonwealth Trust with Harry and Meghan. And now at 25, she is Dr. V. So there you go, Dr. V. Kativo. And so congratulations to her. You can see her whole bio on the side there. I mean, this girl has done stuff. She has, the highest, she's spoken and been connected to the highest reaches of government around, a lot of places. And so she is she is a leader of tomorrow, or really today, honestly. And so congratulations to her. And so, yeah, it's just wonderful to see. And finally on here, I love Invictus. They do all of this fun stuff apart from the games. And so it says, we are delighted to be hosting the inaugural Invictus Celebrity Golf Challenge this July, raising funds for Invictus Games 2025 in Vancouver. Stars from the sports and showbiz will join the wounded, ill, injured service members to show a recovery pathway offered by sports. So they're doing a bunch of stuff. They're raising funds and raising more money for the games. And I just love it. They're doing all of these different things, as we know, that really benefits the vets who are a part of Invictus Games. So very exciting. So that's coming up July 11th. In Vancouver. So definitely, if you're there, definitely go join and cheer along. So there you go. But anyway, I think that's all I got. I mean, very slow day, but I'm just gonna be in the chat for a few more minutes before I run out to try to see something about something with the eclipse. So there. Adrian says, I want to go to Vancouver so badly next year. Next year. I'm so excited. I am definitely going to be there. Lord willing, he keeps me alive. All of the stuff that was in the way for this year, this last Invictus game is gone. So I'm very, very excited that to be going. And I had never been to Canada. So, and maybe I could have one of my bestie out there come with me, maybe I better tell her now so she could take time off to be in Vancouver to hang out with me for the game. So that would be really, really awesome. Let's see. Terry says, congratulations to Tamika. She's an inspirational young woman. She is. Oh my goodness. So inspirational. So yeah. And it's so funny because she is besties with, and I think they were also roommates at Oxford. What's her name from Afghanistan? Oh my goodness, Malayla. She's besties with Malayla, two amazing young women, both in education. And I'm telling you, they have taken the world by storm, making sure that young people around the world are being educated. So it's just really wonderful. I'm telling you, I love the younger generation. I'm like, you guys are amazing. It gives me hope that it's not all gonna fall apart. Even some parts of it may be, but these young people give me hope. I love it. I love the TikTok generation because they are just so fired up, and then just not allowing people to just bamboozle them and make them think. They have their own minds. They do their own research. They go and they find the info. I mean, I love that. I absolutely love them. And many of my age don't, because they're disruptors, and I love disruptors. So there you go. Let's see. Don says, Bright Eye. Oh, she's talking to Bright Eyes. The issue with him having security is that they cannot carry any firearms. UK has a lot of restrictions on guns. If Harry wants armed security, it has to be the UK providing it. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. You can have his security, you just can't. And also, along with that, they don't have the access to all of the security information that they would normally have if the Met Police if the Met Police is not part of that security. So yeah. They need it. I don't understand why you would deny people the intelligence that would protect them unless you literally don't care about their security, which right now it just seems like they don't care about Harry and Meghan's security at all. So if I were Harry and Meghan, I'd stay away, period. Which for me, I'm like, yes, as long as you stay away from Shutter Island, I'm happy. So there you go. Let's see. What else you guys are saying? Oh no, it's raining in Louisiana. Karen, it's raining here in Louisiana. We can't see anything. Oh, let's see. Oh, I can see a little cloud in New York. So, and I can see a little bit of blue as well. So who knows if we're gonna see anything, which would be in a few minutes. So, a couple more before I wrap up and run outside to see if I could see anything at all. Bright Eyes BBJ says, I don't trust the security. I'm happy he has his own team. I would be scared of him with only the Metro security. I am as well. I would never, ever, 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 ever trust the Metropolitan Police at all. But especially we know that a lot of them were in that WhatsApp group that was saying all this racist stuff against Meghan and all of that stuff. I would not trust these people at all. I wouldn't want them anywhere near me. And especially knowing how they bow down to anything royal, and they're royal. No. So yeah, I'm happy that Harry and Meghan, when they travel, if they travel, they also have their protection. So yeah, I mean, the only thing is they can't carry weapons with them, but it's like at least they have some security with them. So yeah. Terry says the Metropolitan royal family and the media are all intertwined with each other. Yes. Especially the head of the Metropolitan Police Department, who are getting those OBEs, MBEs, and all of that stuff. They are. It's like you're buying and paying for your police. It's crazy. So yeah. Very true. Police can't be trusted anywhere. Very true. Let's see. Gwendolyn says, I remember as a little girl seeing the total eclipse. I couldn't afford fancy glasses, so mother filled a large white enamel bowl with water to look into the bowl to see the reflection of the eclipse. Oh, very interesting. Maybe I'll just go out and find a bowl. I don't know I have an enamel bowl, but that's such a great idea. I'm gonna have to go. Maybe the dollar store has an enamel bowl. Let me run out. So last one before I run out. Thank you, Gwendolyn. I might just go find an enamel bowl to go look at the reflection. So genius. That is such a genius idea. Thank you. Let's see. One more before we go. Oh, you just saw it? Karen says you just saw the eclipse. Oh my gosh, you have to post some pictures or something if you're on social media. Please post it. Want to see it. Oh, very, very nice. Let's see. Last one. Let's see. Rafaela says, oh, Canada's magnificent. She's talking to Miss September. Oh, very nice. Patricia says, Trump $175 million loan is denied. Letitia James can start claiming his assets. Oh, very good. Very good. I tend to like that orange person is like, ooh, give me the creeps. I'm telling you, the world needs to be led by Black women. If there are Black women in leadership in the world, like presidents and prime ministers, the world would be in a very, very different place. Because Black women, I'm telling you, we are no joke. We hold power to account. And if it wasn't for these Black folks, Black women holding Donald Trump, none of this stuff would have been where it is now. So kudos to Letitia James and all the other Black folks holding Donald Trump and others to account. So I'm telling you, Black women need to be ruling the world. So there you go. As a Black woman, I am totally biased and it's totally true. So there. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna run out and try to see an eclipse somewhere. Hope you guys have a great day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much to our awesome moderators, Lydia Church, Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, and Black Queen. You are awesome as usual. And thank you to all of you wonderful squaddies who support the channel on a monthly basis, and in the 2 Cents crew, and also here in the chat as well. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. Have a fantastic day and have a great eclipse day. I'm off to see the eclipse. Bye.